Guys, Kayak Mike here. We are going to have a virtual captain's meeting via my phone, do something a little different for the National Trail event at Sandusky Bay, Raccoon Creek Outfitters National Kayak Catfishing event. So we use the Fishing Chaos app to, once you create your profile and stuff, to find us, go to Trail Club, start typing in online catfishing tournaments, will be the first one to pop up. There we are. You become a $20 member for the year. That's good 365. So if you fish an event today, you fish an event in November, and you fish an event March of next year, you're good. Go over to tournaments to find this specific tournament. Raccoon Creek National Kayak Catfishing Trails at the very top, Sandusky Bay, and then there's your register button. Now, something you're going to want to do once you're on this page, click that cog. You're not going to have all these options, but you're going to want to hit this default view, and I will show you why. Check this out. Now, every time you open up the app, it's going to take you directly to this right here. And why is this important? Day of the tournament, your submit button will be where that register button is. Let's go over some specific rules added for this specific event. $2,000 add-in, $1,000 of that add-in courtesy of Kayak. We're having a dual event right next to Kayak. So thank Corey Jeffers for that. It's coming out of his pocket. So let's keep on going. All rules are standard except we're changing a handful of things. The packet pickup at Clemens is Friday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Normally it's later, but it is 5 to 6 p.m. now. I'm going to make a post about this as well. 5 to 6 p.m. packet pickup / board checks at Clemens Boat Ramp. Make sure you bring your musky bumper. Friday night pre-fishing cutoff is 9 p.m. That's in the bay. You cannot be fishing in the bay in any way, shape, or form after 9 p.m. No bank fishing. No kayak fishing, no boat fishing, no kind of fishing in the bay whatsoever after 9 p.m. You can go fish local lakes, you can go fish Lake Erie, doesn't matter to me, but there is no fishing in the bay after 9 p.m. and you cannot be launched until 5 a.m. the following day. Your kayak cannot be launched until 5 a.m. and you cannot leave your launch area until 6:30 a.m. If you get a slip, that's okay. Your kayak can stay in the slip overnight, but you must be out of your kayak by 9 p.m. and you cannot return to your kayak until 5 a.m. If you need to do repairs or something to your kayak in between that 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. window, you must contact me first. You must get permission from me. You must tell me what you need to fix on the kayak. I may or may not make you take it out of the water. I may or may not have someone film you the entire time. I just need details on why you're in your kayak working on it between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. Don't just assume you're allowed to be in your kayak at any time if you're in a slip. You cannot leave your launch area until 6:30 in the morning. With the dual event, the Kayak is also hosting a 2,000 to win event, which you can double dip in, and their events allow boats. So we are moving some of our rules to kind of adhere to some of their events. That way both events can go on. 6:30, not leaving your launch area till 6:30, not really a big deal. There's nowhere on the bay you can't get to within 30 minutes from a boat launch as a kayaker, so I'm not too concerned about that. And then we're going to do lines in 7. 1 different changes, lines out 4. Normally we do 3. Lines out is 4, picture cutoff 4, back at Clemens by 5. So you're gaining an extra hour of fishing. So if you're concerned about not being able to leave the boat ramp till 6:30, that's being washed out by getting an extra hour on the back end. If you cannot make the check-in Friday night, let me know. You can check in past 6 p.m. You're just going to have to adhere to my schedule and meet me somewhere. That's perfectly fine. The soft registration cutoff is 6 p.m. If you can't register by 6 p.m. Friday, let Kayak Mike know. We don't want guys traveling up from like Texas and then forgetting to register or whatever, hitting traffic, messaging me at 7, like, hey, I just came from Texas, I didn't register, can I register? The answer is going to be yes, but you need to explain to me what's going on. If you cannot register, if you cannot make check-in Friday night, I technically will do a Saturday morning check-in, but that's for very valid excuses. You cannot be pre-fishing between the hours of 5 to 6 p.m., period, and the story if you cannot make Friday check-in. If you are found pre-fishing during the Friday night check-in, and you're doing a Saturday morning check-in, you will be banned from my trail for life. The Saturday morning check-in is to help anglers out in certain situations. Like, I'm pretty sure there's an angler who already messaged me who has to check in Saturday morning because he's working Friday night. That's a very valid excuse to check in Saturday morning. I don't want to not let him fish because he has to work. This gentleman has a very important job. I'm not going to air his laundry out, but he has a very important job. And it's not that not every job's important, but you know, I'm not going to not let someone make money at their job if they can make the tournament Saturday morning. Boundaries are all Sandusky Bay, west of Cedar Point. Legal bodies of waters is navigable bodies of water. Bodies of water by kayak without having to get out of your kayak, west of Cedar Point. Navigability is solely my discretion. Have your GPS and timestamp turned on. Everything. Well, I'll give you your identifier at check-in, and yeah, that's essentially it for this. And we will now go over to the weather. We always do a weather report. Friday, Saturday looks good, but it looks like potential rain on the outside of it. Bring your rain gear. Always be prepared for rain. Always be prepared for wind. The wind, we don't necessarily cancel for wind depending on which direction the wind's coming from. One year we did have high winds. However, the moment you got on the other side of the train trestle or the other side of the bridge, the conditions were perfectly fine. So I'm not going to be canceling a tournament if it's perfectly fine on the other side of the train trestles or the other side of the bridge. I'm not canceling it, and vice versa. If it's perfectly fine between the bridges on the bay, I'm not canceling it. A couple of years back, between the bridges was a nightmare. Just outside of the bridges, it was Lake Placid. So I'm not canceling the event in a case like that. Now, if we're running into a north-south wind or a south-north wind where the whole entire bay is a wreck, that'll be a different story. But we have not had that situation yet. And yeah, Kayak Mike out of here. There's our virtual captain's meeting. Any questions, let me know.